Okay, who will be in charge of making sure that the distribution centers are functioning properly?
And you don't need anyone in charge. That's the old days. You always had to put someone in charge. When you have a dispensing machine, you wear a ring or any symbol at all that you wear on you, it gives your personal information. If you're hurt in an accident and you wheel to a hospital, the ring that you wear brings out all your records. You don't need to say, this is my first operation, I had kidney infection. You don't have to do that anymore. The minute you walk into a hospital, your records come forth. Do you understand? That's what I mean by automation. I do not mean machines taking over. Machines will never take over. They tell you in Hollywood that the machines will take over eventually. That's for a movie. Machines have no ambition. They don't want to take over. They don't want to control human beings. I never heard of an automobile saying to a driver, move over, I'll take over. You don't know how to drive.
Right.
Well, that's nonsense. Machines do not care. They don't have feelings. If you destroy a computer in the presence of other computers, they don't get mad at you. They don't say, we'll get you. If it isn't this week or next week, we'll get you. Machines don't care. You can run your computer, your laptop, night and day. It doesn't say, give me a break, will you? Give me a day off. Computers don't care. It's only machines that do things faster and better than humans, and they will be used to help and assist humans in decision-making and other problems.
You know, in the beginning, during the transition where people are needed, the people who are competent in that particular area will work in that area. You don't want a baker to help build a bridge. This is not a democracy. There's no such thing as democracy. That's a tremendous illusion. You know, you don't go and vote how to build the bridge. You have people who are competent and experienced in bridge building. So, but eventually, we feel that most jobs can be phased out, especially, you know, most of the boring and monotonous and dangerous jobs that we have today.
Right.
When you have some people working in a given field, they think that that's their lot. They think they were put here by God to serve that. You know, the invention of a God was usually for people that work all their lives that have nothing to show for it. So the church says, after you kick the bucket, everyone will be provided for. You know, and some people say to me, the trouble with you, Jacque, is you want to make the world a better place. My kingdom is not this world. But they forget the Lord's Prayer. Jesus said, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. There's no money in heaven, no business, no private ownership. All of those illusions are given to people.
Great answer. Okay, is competition dangerous?
Competition, yes, we feel competition is dangerous. We get much farther when we share ideas, we share our knowledge, and we work together. You get much farther, much quicker than if you have to keep your information to yourself. You have to do that today. You can't share your information. If you make automobiles, you can't share it with another industry because you'd lose the competitive edge. But everybody has certain proprietary items on different automobiles. If they work together to build the best automobile, not that I'm saying there should be automobiles, I'm just using it as an example, then you get the best car that you can do up to that time. Everything changes. There is no best.
Exactly.
A lot of people think that, well, maybe I'm some sort of a socialist or a communist. What they don't seem to understand is communism uses money. Communism has banks. Communism has armies, navies, prisons, police. We don't have any of those things. Communism uses politics. We don't have that. We have nothing in common with any existing system.
Also, communism was for the labor class. We're for the labor class in that we want to eliminate toil and labor and redundant jobs. We want to automate as soon as possible.
Right. Okay, will computers make decisions?
They don't really make decisions. They arrive at them. In other words, when you take concrete mixture of a given kind and you put it in the machine and compress it to see how many pounds it can support, that's what I mean by arriving at a decision. So I would say in the future, computers will assist us in arriving at a decision by testing and proving a system. What measure in the future will be the workable system? How well the system works determines what is used.
Right. Okay, how do we get other nations to change?
By inviting them to join with us and share ideas. In that way, you don't have to build armies and navies. You can appropriate material resources as you need them, and you don't have to invade other countries to take away from other people. You know, we're brought up to believe that our country, right or wrong, is moving in the best direction. We stole the land from the Indians. The Indians did not invite us out here to come and build your own society. The same for England, France, Germany. They all stole the land they lived in. I think it was Mark Twain that said, there's not an acre of land on earth that belongs to its rightful owner.
We feel that there will be certain countries that will want to try this out and go along with it and join together and understand how they can progress by sharing certain resources and knowledge. And as this grows, we feel that those countries that do join together will have a much higher standard of living, and eventually the people in the other countries that do not join will demand that their country joins until we can eventually do away with borders, artificial borders.
Right.
We don't want to kill anybody or hurt anybody or take anybody's land away from them. We want to upgrade all human beings to their highest potential. If that isn't spiritual, I don't know what is.
Yes, a lot of people talk to us and say, well, what about spirituality? Today, in this culture, it's a word, it's a verbal hobby, because you can't manifest the type of lifestyles and the way they want to treat one another and have everybody live as brothers. You can't manifest that in the monetary system. So the Venus Project is turning all the spiritual aspirations into a working reality. It makes a reality of what they're trying to propose. They have no methods of how to get to what they talk about. It becomes something in their head. They go and meditate. They might feel good, but it doesn't help other people, really.
Exactly.
Doesn't feed, house, clothe, a global system. They don't even think in those terms. It's very self-centered today.
Okay, so people ask me, what about religion in the Venus Project?
There'll be no poor, no hungry, no military, no killing. And if that isn't religion, I don't know what is.
We wouldn't ban religion. If you ban religion, it just goes underground. If you ban anything, it goes underground. We hope that people will understand that if you want a better world, you got to go out and make it better, not just pray and hope. It's a very different way of doing things.
Okay. Now, what if someone corrupts the cybernetic system?
There has to be a reason for it. If everyone has access to the necessities of life, there's no reason to want to hurt anybody.
But what if in the transition phase, say we start building these cities, and someone understands these concepts, but for some reason still wants to be on top, and wants to corrupt the system? Who's going to use force or say step in?
I don't see how anyone would join the Ku Klux Klan in the future, because it would serve no useful purpose. It wouldn't help you to hurt anybody or kill anybody. We will educate children in school how to give up ideas, how to share ideas with others, and how to disagree without getting angry. That's the job of the schools, which they fail to do. They don't teach people how to live, how to find meaning in their own life. They just teach you how to be a carpenter, an engineer, a chemist, an architect, but they don't teach you how to live, how to share values. That's what's missing in our culture, and that's what the Venus Project is about.
Right on.
A lot of times people give that example, somebody corrupts the computers.
Yeah.
You know, as things go wrong in developing new aircraft, you work out the problems and you fix them and you go on to improve the system. It sounds like, oh, that's going to be the end of it. If somebody is maladjusted, it's like they'll take over the whole thing. Those are science fiction movies that people have seen that come up with that type of thing.
Okay. That was all the questions I had on this sheet. On Facebook, I got some questions on there if you want to hold on for 1 second. Some pretty good questions.